you I went there on love, man? That's what I went there on love. And I thought the brother was my brother. I really did. I thought Wack was my folks. I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. And so for me, I'm just grateful I walked out there with my life. And I'm grateful to have you, Rock, to be able to put on this platform so you can understand and see I'm not who they trying to make me out to be. Well, I really got love out here for these streets. And these tears ain't tears of sadness, brother. Just believe that I'm happy to be alive today.
At the end of the day, I didn't address this before. My name ain't Loose Cannon. I don't know you like that. I wasn't in jail with you. I don't know you. I don't communicate with you. I let it be known. I only know one Jay Reed. He from Inglewood. And I haven't seen him in quite some time, businessman. But I guess it comes to my attention that you actually went to the Burbank Police Department and lied to these people and told these people that you came to No Jumper for a business meeting. Only have business meetings with one person in No Jumper, and that's Adam. I don't use No Jumper as a meet place. I use an office, my attorney's office, my own office. Oh, the individual office I'm discussing the business with. We got 121 people in here. We're going to get to it. Let's get them in here because I am not reading this over again. I'm going to do a read for y'all. This is your guy, Jay Reed Compton, Rick Rock, the rest of y'all. This is what well, he's a Crip. Jay Reed's a Crip. I found that out when I heard him say it's set. I don't know the dude. I found it out that night. Not that I give a damn, could care less, but he from like Hawthorne, Crip, something, I don't know, 11-8 Hawthorne, I don't know. Even something I ain't never heard of, right? But that's his damn business. I don't give a damn where nobody from personally. I've been telling y'all for 20 years, I'm not a gangbanger. I don't care where nobody from, really. The value gang. So we're gonna do this read. We got Jay Reed, as we see I'm looking at, went to the Burbank Police Department. Let me start this read. Offense, attempted murder. They say the offense is attempted murder. 664-187. Suspect 1, Jermaine Ashley Williams. Well, that's a little different, right? Same birthday, but I guess they'll figure that one out. Unless, like old Loose Brothers came in and said, this dude been using his name, putting cases on him. Another form of telling. This is crazy. This nigga Loose really, like, it's crazy. I mean, we're going to talk about it because the bozo recorded itself. It ain't, shit. And from my understanding, I believe the brother was already incarcerated. So, evidently they must have went down there and talked to this clown and he didn't give him his brother name. This is wild. They got a suspect number 4, Cash Jones. So remember, they got a suspect 1 and a suspect 4. They don't name a suspect 2 and 3, but we're going to get to that. Victim 1, Jermell Reed. Okay. Burbank Police Department. Author is a police officer. Date, January 3rd, 2025. Narrative text, authors, police department. Okay. Related date, January 3rd, 2025. Victim was assaulted by multiple suspects outside of a music podcast studio. One suspect struck the victim in the head multiple times with the firearm and pointed the firearm at the back of his head during the incident, while two other suspects removed valuables from his person in excess of $5,000. Video of incident available. Okay. Burbank Police Department. Narrative text. The report is a summary of an investigation referred to my body-worn camera and uploaded video of the incident for specific actions and statements, which means when Jay Reed went down here, they recorded him. Case number GOBP 2025-196. On 1/2/25, January 2nd, 2025, by approximately 1,530 hours, Officer Caldwell and Officer Mike Shaw responded to the front counter of the Burbank Police Department regarding a robbery report. Upon our arrival, we were contacted by victim Jermel Reed. The following is a summary of the report incident according to Reed. Victim statement, Reed. On 12/26/24, Reed went to the location of No Jumper Podcast Studio, gives the address, for a business meeting with Cass Jones, Adam Grand Mason, and Termaine Williams, right? Jones' background and gang affiliation. Jones is a rapper, music manager, hip-hop commentator, and record executive who manages several music artists. Jones admitted to being a member of the Pacoima Paru Bloods with the moniker of Lil Wack during a social media interview on December 6, 2023. Jones stated he got jumped into the gang when he was 12 years old and still claims to be a member. I've been on gang files since 1989. That's no secret. The Power Rules, this is all Jay Reed. The Power Rules is an umbrella street gang alliance under a large alliance of Bloods based out of Compton, California, which eventually spread to Carson, Inglewood, and Watts. The name Power Rule is derived from a Power Rule street in Compton. The Power Rule Alliance is under the Blood Alliance, in which the Power Rule Alliance has street gang sets which have subsets. There are currently 15 known Power Rule sets in the greater LA area. The Pacoima Power Rules are a criminal street gang as defined in 186.22 PC. Yeah, this is a dumbass crip. You can't be from around here and just think it's only 15 Power Rule sets, but last I checked, it ain't against the law to be from a gang. It's against the law to do gang activity. Williams' background and gang affiliation. This is even wilder. This dude, Jay Reed, is crazy. Williams is a rapper and music producer. Williams admitted to being a member of A-Trace before eventually becoming a member of the Rolling 60 Crips during a social media interview on January 30th, 2024. I remember Lou saying he lived in the A-Trays as a kid. I've never heard him say he was from A-Tray. The A-Tray Gangster Crips, ETGCs, are known as A-Tray Gangster Crips or A-Tray Gangster Crips, are primarily African-American street gang located on the west side of South Los Angeles, formerly known as South Central Los Angeles. Damn, Jay Reed, I thought you was a 11-8 gangster crip. What you putting the light on them for? They ain't got nothing to do with loose cannon. The Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips, also known as the Rich Rolling 60s, are a large primary African-American street gang located on the west side of South Los Angeles, formerly known as South Central Los Angeles. The Rolling 60 neighborhood Crips and the A-Trade Crips were close allies and often fought rival gangs side by side until the mid-'80s. Now, I think 1979, that kind of separated, but whatever. The A-Trade Gangster Crips are known to be one of the most violent street gangs in all of Los Angeles County. Both the A-Trade Gangster Crips and Rolling 60s Neighborhood Crips are a criminal street gang as defined in 186.22 PC. Jay Reed, you know when you make police reports, you got to tell the truth about things, my brother. But let's get to it. Grand Mason background. Grand Mason is a host of No Jumper podcast. The podcast focuses on interviews with underground mainstream hip-hop artists and pop culture-orientated guests of different careers and backgrounds. Grand Mason has hosted numerous admitted Bloods and Crips. Grand Mason has hosted numerous admitted Bloods and Crips, to include subsects gang members on his show, some of which have become violent against Grand Mason or other people present at the podcast studio doing interviews. So he then went and told the Burbank Police Department that Adam interviews Crips and Bloods and lets them on his show, let them work in his building. And he said that these people have become violent against other people. Grand Mason and Jones host another podcast together called the Adam and Wack Show, which appears to be associated with No Jumper Podcast. On this podcast, the two discuss current events, topics pertaining to the people in the entertainment industry. Probably the closest to the truth he done told. Victim statement, Jay Reed. Reed stated that he has known Jones and Williams for approximately 3 months and has been working on a network. Now let's stop right there. Jay Reed, you forgot you went on Rick Rock's podcast and told the world that you and Loose Cannon go back 10, 15 years. Y'all was locked up together in San Bernardino County. Come on, man. Like, what you doing to yourself? And have been working on a network deal to get them and Grand Mason their own show called The Exposers. This Negro got imagination. On a platform called Dosh Network that Reed is associated with. The Dosh Network is a new streaming platform that launches in January 2023 that claims to display an array of talented stars and creators on the web and provides the popular digital content and innovative business model that caters to its audience. Reed went to the location for the meeting and was not there to be on the No Jumper podcast. Whoa, okay. First of all, The Exposers is not a TV show. Second of all, I partnered with Dosh. I don't know nothing about you. Loose Cannon ain't even a partner with Dosh. You say you came down there December 26th for a meeting. My contracts with Dosh was signed at the top of November, almost a month prior to. I don't know who called you down there, how you got there, how you got the address to get there. But I guess we'll get to that. Reed arrived at the above location with his friend Marciano at approximately 7 o'clock. Now, if you watch the No Jumper show that starts at 5 o'clock, you always see at about 6:37, Adam says, I have to get home to my kid. It's been like that for 2 years. So there's no way you came down there to do a podcast interview or have a meeting with me and Adam, knowing that this man vacates the building 6:45, 7. He was outside of the building in the breezeway, I guess that's the alleyway, for approximately 2 to 3 minutes before entering the studio. Now that I remember. I remember seeing 2 people walk in the studio. I didn't know who the hell it was. And I immediately said, hey, building's closed. We out of here. Everybody gotta leave. Upon entering the studio, Jay Reed noticed the podcast came to an end. You didn't notice that because you never seen us in the podcast room. And people inside, to include Jones and Williams, were walking back out to the alleyway, the breezeway. Oh, I'm glad you remember that. I don't even know how the door got buzzed. Maybe Donnie or somebody was going out to their vehicle, but I do remember we was clearing the building. Reed noticed about 15 people exit the building into the breezeway as well. Once he was outside, Reed began speaking with Jones and Williams briefly about the Dosh network. As Jones showed Reed something on his phone, Williams suddenly struck Reed straight onto the bridge of his nose. The force of the strike caused Reed to fall to the ground, landing on his back. Well, you're forgetting a big old part in there. Before I came out, I got a call from Adam telling me there's 2 people in the back, and was I expecting company? I told him no, all my people here with me. Same people always here with me. Luce had a bunch of people. I thought it was maybe his people. Told him to go out and check. So you and Luce was already out there having a conversation. Your good old friend that you've been knowing 10, 15 years back from San Bernardino County Jail. Remember you went on Rick Rock show and this is what you said. I learned that from there. At this point, Reed was lost of consciousness for an unknown amount of time, but continued in and out of consciousness throughout the duration of the incident. At some point, Reed saw that Williams had a firearm, which he thought he saw Williams retrieve from the front pocket of his hooded sweater. He described the firearm as a pistol and believed it was possibly silver in color. However, he was unsure of the exact color as he had trouble recollecting certain details due to the loss of consciousness. Reed mentioned he remembered being struck and kicked across his entire body by Williams and multiple other suspects, and even recalled being pistol whipped, struck with the firearm in the face by Williams several times. Reed did not know who the other suspects were or how many times each person struck or kicked him. He only recognized Williams and Jones. Well, I never touched you. Don't know you to touch you, ain't got a reason to touch you. Thank God for the stupidity of old Loose Cannon. The video shows that. Reed sustained multiple lacerations on his nose, head, neck, and face. He mentioned that he had bruising, swelling, redness, and has suffered from several headaches and loss of vision following the incident on December 29, 2024. Reed went to the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Hospital. That's 3 days later. Well, Loose Cannon got action there. You went 3 days later. Who's to say you didn't leave there and get your ass whooped somewhere else? At 1670 East 120th Street, Los Angeles, for treatment. MRN number gave your number. The hospital discharge paperwork noted Reed had head trauma and lacerations to the face, but would need advanced imaging, which they did not have at the hospital, for further assessment. Reed provided a copy of the report, which I took pictures of and uploaded to the evidence. During the incident, Williams and the other suspects removed following items from Reed's person: gold watch, gold chain, diamond earrings, Louis Vuitton satchel, $1,200 in U.S. currency, brown wallet containing $50 in Bank of America credit cards, black Apple iPhone 14 Max Pro. Suspect description of Williams. This is what Jay Reed said about Loose Cannon. Reed described Williams as a black male, approximately 6 feet tall and 200 pounds. Reed could not recall the clothing Williams was wearing at the time of the incident, but described him as bald. Oh, that's crazy. Reed stated he would recognize Williams and Jones if he were to see them again. However, he would not be able to recognize the other suspects due to his loss of consciousness and how fast the incident occurred. Reed stated he was delirious and he seeks prosecution against Williams if he was able to locate and was prosecuted against the others involved suspects if they were to be identified. So he says he only knows one person that beat him, which is Williams. He don't know who the other people are. He couldn't even give a description. And he said he will prosecute Williams, and if the other people are described, he don't have a problem prosecuting them. Reed stated that the friend that went to the location with him, Marciano, was also assaulted during the same incident. However, Marciano did not want to file a police report. Marciano, the other dude that everybody thought was me getting beat. See, this situation, they don't know if I'm involved, I'm getting beat. They just got me every goddamn where. Marciano said he did not want to file a police report. Reed did not know Marciano's condition after the incident, did not have contact information for him, and did not know if his last name or any other information about him, except for the fact that he is approximately 16 years old. Viral video evidence. Reed mentioned there was a viral video of the incident posted on social media, which had been recorded by an unknown person at the present location. Officer Caldwell and I were able to find the video on social media platform, whatever. They give all the analytics to it. The video is about 3 minutes and 22 seconds long and shows a majority of the incident to include the assault and robbery of Reed, as well as the assault and robbery of Marciano. I downloaded the video and uploaded it to evidence. The following is a summary of what unfolded in the video. The video starts with Reed standing in the breezeway with Jones and Williams near the northeast entry. Williams is wearing a forward-facing black hat, gray hooded sweater, dark pants, white shoes, was identified by Reed in the video. Jones is wearing a light-colored hoodie sweater, dark pants, with a satchel slung across his back. There are approximately 15 other people standing in various locations throughout the breezeway. Reed appears to be engaging in a normal conversation with Jones and Williams for approximately 28 seconds before Williams suddenly strikes Reed in the face using his left hand. Reed then falls to the ground and lands on the left side of his body. Williams then continued to strike Reed with alternating hands as he stands over Reed while he is lying on the ground. As Reed is attempting to stand back up, Williams wraps his arms around Reed and tosses him back down on the concrete ground. Williams then reaches his right hand towards his waistband, front hoodie jacket pocket area, and retrieves what appears to be a firearm pistol while holding Reed on the ground by his neck using his left hand. After retrieving the firearm, Williams points the firearm towards Reed for several seconds while still holding him on the ground with his left hand. At one point, Williams points the firearm directly at the back of Reed's head, approximately 12 inches, and only removes his aim when someone shouts, "No, no, 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 loose, loose, don't do that." Williams looks up towards the person recording as if to acknowledge the plea, and only at this point that Williams points the firearm away from the back of Reed's head. Ungrateful motherfucker. Ungrateful motherfucker. Right? Reed moves backwards towards the northern wall while Williams maintains hold of him and attempts to stand up again. Utilizing the wall to assist him, William then trips Reed using a leg sweep with his left leg before the video then moves over to Marciano being battered. When the video moves back to Reed, another suspect, hereafter referred to as Suspect 1, is facing Reed and holding him while shoving him backwards towards the wall. As he does so, William uses his left leg to strike the back of Reed's leg, causing him to fall to the ground and land on his back. While Suspect 1 maintains hold of Reed's clothing, Suspect 1 then stands over Reed and pins him to the ground using both of his hands as Reed attempts to stand up before striking Reed in the back of the head multiple times with his right hand. We were unable to determine the exact number of strikes due to the camera panning back and forth. The video pans over to Marciano again briefly before focusing back on Reed again. Suspect 1 appears to be attempting to remove items from Reed's personal before William walks briskly back towards Reed while yelling, "Take it off, nigga." Williams then leans down towards Reed as he is lying on the ground while holding the firearm and proceeds to strike Reed in the back of his head with the firearm twice, as Suspect 1 also strikes Reed repeatedly in the face and head with his right hand. Immediately after, an additional suspect, Suspect 2 as they call him, walks to Reed and strikes him approximately 5 times in the face. Using his right hand, he kicks him directly in the face once with his right foot. As Suspect 2 striking Reed, Suspect 1 can be seen removing items from Reed's person and also remove Reed's shirt from his body before tossing it away. Reed is eventually able to stand up momentarily before Suspect 1 grabs him by the throat with his left hand and holds Reed against the wall. Suspect then shoves Reed away and stumbles towards the wall at no jumper. Obviously dazed and injured as a result of the incident, Reed begins to walk towards the exit of the driveway, towards the street. Approaching Suspect 2 approaches Reed and strikes him in the face again using his right hand. Reed continues his attempt to flee as he stumbles his way towards the driveway before Suspect 2 throws a final strike at Reed but misses and hits the chain link fence. Reed finally reaches the end of the driveway and runs northbound on the street. Additional suspect description. Suspect 1 is described as a black male, approximately 30 to 35 old, with short curly black hair and a full beard, wearing a white and blue sweater and dark pants. Suspect 1 is described as a black male, 25 to 35 years old. No, this suspect, hold on, they got Suspect 1, they got 2 Suspect 1, so one of these must be Suspect 2, approximately 25 to 35 years old, with dreadlock-style hair along the center of his head. Sides were shaven, wearing a red hoodie sweater, blue shorts, red and white shoes. Related Burbank Police Report Service call. It should be noted that the call of service generated related in this incident on the night, so I guess a call went out that night of December 26, 2024 at approximately 7:37. The subject was described as a black male, about 35 years old, and approximately 5'10" tall. The male was shirtless and wearing dark colored pants. He entered a medium gray or light brown older model Chevrolet Blazer and drove southbound on the street at a high rate of speed before possibly turning westbound on another street. When officers arrived on the scene, they were unable to locate the male or the vehicle. Maybe they got this from camera footage.
It off, you know. Some people could be mad. I'm mad too. I'm mad at put his hands on me. I'm mad at did this for content, and then to top it off, go around like his content or something. Like you got an action-packed movie or something. All right, we'll pay the actors then. You know what I mean? Pay the actors then. That was in that action-packed movie. I need mines off the dribble. Thought I wasn't. Thought I wasn't. 50 mil. Damn near glasses almost came. 50 mil almost came off when I said that.